that ability, that your ability not to be able to maintain an old relationship will come to bear. So what we're saying in essence is that you can blame those people who give the money, but what about those people that takes? Now, without a taker, there will be a giver. If you come up with something and some nobody, like I always during the elections, you know, I always feature on your programs here, and I leave a stand warning for my wife. That as soon as you finish voting, go home. If you don't want to, I always add, please do not sell the future of our children. Leave them. Don't take money from them. Vote for whoever your conscience directs you to vote for, and go home. And I trust you won't do it. I say it anywhere. I've never taken a penny from anyone to be influenced to vote for that person. If I believe you have what it takes, I'll vote for you. If I believe you don't have what it takes, even if you own all the money in this world, that is it. So until such a time, and you know, we are not, there's something we need to do that we are not started doing. We have to look for people around us. Let us study ourselves. Even a classroom teacher who is diligent, who is intelligent, who is humane, who is humble. Let us come together and contribute money to sponsor him to get to office.
We are coming to that. Yes, we are coming to that.
You made a particular statement about praying to God to choose for us, because we believe that probably the most competent candidate is not does not actually win the election in the long run. What do you think we can actually do to curb this particular incident?
Money politics.
Yes, sir. Can it be in such a way that money, the rate at which people distribute money at the election poll, whatever, can it be reduced, or they should even stop such activity?
Just like I said, I've discussed this topic somewhere, and I told them that the media has much to do, but unfortunately, both the people occupying offices and the INEC are not seeing the media as the right partner. Let them continue to hammer. You take a lot of money, so many money for media, money for this, and at the end of the day, you sit on everything. Let it go round. Let those who have access to talking to the public have access to talking to the public. You cannot do it. For example, now it's not possible for me to want to watch the INEC chairman on TV. I don't care. But if the people who are saddled with information are given the opportunity to continue, the moment they continue voter education, it will start changing gradually. But the situation where somebody believes that yes, INEC will sponsor a news today, they sponsor another tomorrow, and that is it. Maybe 2 or 3 days to elections. We are just deceiving ourselves. Allow people be responsive to the areas of their specialization. When someone is being someone have gone to school to learn, they said, I want to be a journalist, and he's a journalist, he's a professional. Pay him his due. Let him do the job which he has gone to learn in school. You will not do it because you believe that you want to do a press conference, and you do a press conference, and what a press conference, and how many people listen to it. Let the media make them a partner, bring them together. Come, get the radio, get the TV, get to them, let them do this thing. It's their job. You may even get somebody in any media house. You are going to be a desk officer for INEC. You'll be discussing INEC, talking about INEC all the time. Until such a time, you see, we are just jokers in this country.
Yeah, thank you. What you're trying to tell us is that it's not just that people that are giving money to the lead, the voters are culpable here. The officials who are supposed to dish out money too. You know, we are talking about how money destroys the election. Those ones that ought to give out money to do certain things, to educate, to do 1 or 2 things, so that people out there will be educated to what is coming up and how they should go about it. You are telling us that they too should be addressed.
Yes, it's not about the politicians alone. When like the tribunal that is going on now, INEC will also be invited. INEC have their lawyers and it means they are partners in the game. And so, Mr. Chairman, if you are watching this TV program, please get those people that can work for you. Your media officers that cannot do their job. People wake up, they go to bed waking up into the studios every morning.
So they should not keep the money meant for
Don't,
publicity.
yes, allow that money to go around. Encourage people to work. Let them do the Yoruba jingle. Let them continue to talk about it at all times and etc. It's not about anybody coming to brag about I can speak grammar. Nigeria has gone beyond the I can speak English. Nigeria is in the realm of what can we do? Action. Charity should begin at home. You don't come up to start portraying yourself for what you are not. Let people be identified. Let people be given their right of places in the society. Let everybody man his posts. Let the man who knows how to talk to people on the street has his job. Give him what is due so that it will be encouraged. Just like we are being given. Until such, we will continue. But money and politics are inseparable. But the way and manner that are being handled, that we need to check.
Sir, don't you think, apart from publicity, which you actually you enlightened us on, which is very important, don't you think that the INEC should also kind of create a policy that restricts people from distributing money at any polling units?
They've created it. It's on ground. I mean, one person was arrested in Kano, another was arrested in Sokoto about 3 months ago.
Were they prosecuted?
They were prosecuted. But are you telling me that they are only those 2 people?
Of course not.
During the last election in Osun, they said 2 people were caught at this Osun. And they said the only set of people that deserve money. We are just deceiving ourselves. Now, coming back to it, I think also that the people get into positions of authorities should have the fear of God. Look at your capacity. You don't just go into it because you have money and you need more money. You know, political money is a free money. They call it free money. That is just coming and etc. and so many things change. But please be sincere with yourself. Do you think you have the capacity of the office you are thinking of running for? Do you think you can do it? If you know you can do it, why not? But if you know you cannot, be ready to account to God, because whatever that you do as a leader, you shall account for them. If people know what it takes to be accountable to God, majority of us will not run after the offices we are, because we know that we don't have what it takes to occupy those offices. But we want to be there because we want our names known. We want to have the money. We have the money and we want more money. Because we are so much backward in this country that if anybody comes, even if it's an armed robber, just see the convoy of vehicles he's coming from. Look at the little people he has been able to bribe to go along with him, and you start discussing it. Look at another area is looking at his father was the governor or secretary of a local government and etc. Bring him in. Those are the problems. The fact that somebody's father, my late dad was an engineer, for example. I don't know anything about engineering. So if anybody now invites me that, oh yes, your dad worked with us and he was an engineer, oh yeah, come and take his place, I will just look at you like you don't know what you're doing. Because and that is the major issue now. It is about his father was this yesterday, let us make him this today. And that has also to a larger extent killed democracy in this country.
Thank you very much. That has to a large extent killed democracy, because he's the daughter of Lagbaja. He's the son of Lakasegbe, well-known, rich, a philanthropist. He can do it. So let's, put it in so that he can fill the vacuum or the space the father or the mother left behind. Is that how to do it? It's
one of the most unfortunate things that's happening to us currently. Because I just had an example of my dad being an engineer. And I don't know. I remember while I was about finishing the school, he bought science textbooks and fixes, Lambert, what did you call all these textbooks? And I told him, what do I want to do with this? I'm not going through your. I'm not interested in becoming an engineer. I'm not. And I gave the textbook to someone to read. And I bought mine. And I continued. And I am where I am today. So I'm just saying, in essence, is that it is not compulsory that because somebody's father was a good politician, the son will also be a good politician. That somebody's father was a good community leader means that the son or the daughter will also be a good community leader. And if you look at the appointment going on in this country today, it is by name.
Yeah.
Who was his father? The father was a councillor. Yes, and the father also contributed to my emergence as the governor and etc. No, compensate him in another way. Get those people let the round pegs be round holes.
Yes, you mentioned something the other time that we should look for people who are trustworthy, hardworking, who are so much contributed to the development of the community, like retired teachers, like secretaries of maybe societies who are well known to the grassroots people, that we should look for people like that, good people, and sponsor them. What if this money bags comes around and throws that, jettisons that idea? What will we do? What should the youth do, or the people around?
Until such a time that we develop to the extent of believing in ourselves. Okay. The money bags, we know they exist, and they have been ruling, and we know where we are. Though, as an economist, Nigeria is not worst off in the Committee of Nations. I say it boldly. I have attended so many online programs, and I know what is operating even in Canada, UK, US, and etc. I know nothing is easy now. For example, in Ghana, they buy a liter of fuel 1,800 Nigerian money. And so we are still, we know it. I'm not celebrating what is happening, but I'm just saying that Nigeria is not worst off, considering, because you can't just microeconomically look at a nation. A nation live within the world. Like looking at Osho out of Nigeria, you look at it broadly. What is happening before you talk about, because we always discuss the exchange of naira, dollar, and etc. It's because we want to make comparisons between what is happening and elsewhere. Otherwise, we will not bother ourselves about yen or Dutch or euro and etc. We will not bother ourselves about, but because we know economics are interwoven, you can't just stand on your own. It has to do with what is happening world over. And so until such a time, coming back to your question, that we grow to the extent of we want to take it back ourselves. It's not the take it back of the street that our brothers did and said we want to take it back. Will any governor abdicate his office for you? Or will the president leave his office for you? No. We have to be a part of the process. You cannot just come, and you have to be part of the process. I remember a friend of mine wanted to contest for governorship in a state in Southwest here, and he went to join an entirely new party. I told him in Yoruba, I said, Kenyan jẹ́ ìrù màlúù, ó dáa jù kéèyàn jórí eku lọ. And he said, what kind of Yoruba is that? I said, you need to, for you to be able to have an impact politically, you join the ruling party. There are two ruling parties in Nigeria. We have not grown up to the third force. Sometimes they come, they make a lot of noise and etc. and it does go down. But when you know you are interested, join those two strong parties that Nigeria is not grown for. We do not even have that capacity now. And there's a third force, there's a fourth force, and etc. Like we always join them, let them identify you. Allow your diligence continue to play a role in your life. I always say it. I was involved in politics in Lagos before moving down to Osho. When I graduated, somebody just told me, "No, yeah, you need to do a job." And he said, "You want to get a job, get a government job. That is where you have job security and etc." So I tried it in Lagos, and somebody, so funny, asked my auntie to pay him for me to get a job, and I said, "Kind, I just graduated as Student Union PRO. The little thing was so much in me, and I I should pay you to work." No, I won't. And my auntie said she was ready. I said, "I'm not interested." And because God has a destination for me, God is always in that. Use this way. Don't stay in Lagos again. Go to your state and contribute to the development of your state in your own way. And the job here came up, and I came back. And so somebody wanted money. I said no. My auntie is still alive today. And most times when we talk, it's not like, boy, I said, no, me, Uburu. I said, why should I pay to work? That I want to work, I want to render service. And you want me to pay somebody to work for that person. So until such a time, we start getting all these little things. If I am not meriting, I do not merit something, don't give it to me. I am saying it publicly. I work in an agency, they know me. I do not go behind and start discussing people. I don't do it. It's not my way. Because I know that if a certain office is mine, God will make a way for me. But the moment I try it and it's not getting through, I withdraw to my shelves. And so until such a time we start thinking of how do we come on with these people who have the capacity to do it. We live in communities, we live in areas, we know ourselves. until such a time. In international politics, they do sponsor candidates. People contribute. They drop accounts and people contribute into it if they believe in such candidates. I remember my emergency as being of the young government back then. I'm a Muslim. And the people who did my posters were SU. And they were Christians. But because I was in the executive of the department, they saw my activities and they sponsored me into the student union. They did the poster. That was the only sponsor. But nobody will give you money. It's not like now that it was, what do you have upstairs? What can you do for us? How can you lead us? If the management comes up with obnoxious policy and etc. that is not going in tune with us, how do you bail us out of the hand? The moment they are able to sample you and get that, you know what? Then I don't know what is happening in the student union movement now. And because now, you see, even now selling number plates to people now. So anybody is just, during our days, it was something else. So what I'm just saying is that until such a time, people come together and start looking at how to make things work. Let us get up. We know ourselves. We live in communities. Let people come together and start looking at how do we sponsor somebody. Sometimes sponsoring does not mean go and get money. It's about we believing in that person and pushing my head that yes, the election coming up, we want to support you. Don't go to the bank and borrow. Because we find out that most politicians borrow to win elections. After winning the election, they start paying. Because when they get to office, they are sure.
You know the payment.
If it's about service, nobody will go and borrow.
You know this contribution, the support starts from paying for form.
Of course,
And
for the post.
You know what the form says when it is time to pay for form. When they say 50 million, 100 million.
No, we are not going to start from presidency now. We can start sponsoring younger elements from local government. It's not compulsory we can start sponsoring people from local government. We can start spreading the news across to people in a neighboring environment, talk to people about him and etc. We know what he has and etc. Now, you will even have people coming to contribute more than what you.
And you know that people are they so much believe in money these days. I don't know, somebody said the poverty around us now is artificial, that the so-called leaders created it. That because they know that when it is time for election, they will bring out money, they will roll out money to people and give. So people who have been in, abject poverty for the past years, who is hungry, whose family is not feeding well, will definitely collect this money.
How much is the money itself?
5,000.
How many days are you going to spend that? So,
Exactly.
So money you took, some of them even when they take it, they don't even get home. They call their friends to a beer parlor
And they
drink
finish
it.
the money.
And they have sold that for 4 years.
Sir, lastly,
Before last week, we're talking about these money bags. The way they influence people, the way they change, even the so-called community people, that the trustworthy people that you're talking about. You just discover that at the end of the day, people will just come back there and say, he doesn't have anything, she doesn't have anything to offer us. It has gotten to that stage that we believe so much in that peanuts.
It's because we are not ready to sacrifice. No country has gotten to its rightful place in the world today that there has not been sacrifices. So we should be ready.
Absolutely.
That's 1,000, that even if it is 1 million, will not take you 1 month. If you have it and you don't work, you don't throw it into a business that will make.
When do we now start educating them?
Now,
You have started already.
Okay.
It is part of the education. Please stop taking money from politicians. Vote for those you believe in. Vote for those you think or you are sure that can give you a good representation.
Àwọn èèyàn nígbàgbọ́ wípé ẹ bá lóòótọ́ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣàdarí tẹ́ ẹ bá tí ì fi tró tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn àwọn náà ò ní tẹ̀lé yín. Ìgbàgbọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ni pé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá dókè tán báwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ lọ síbẹ̀ bá bá dókè wọn ò ní rántí àwọn ọmọ torí náà nǹkan kò sí tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ fún wọn àfi kẹ́ ẹ ṣáà ti kọ́kọ́ fún àwọn ní owó náà níbo leléyìí ó gbé wa dé lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà.
Kò sí ibi tó máa gbé wa dé, ibi tó máa gbé wa dé náà ló láwàá yìí tí àbá ti máa wo ibo làwọn èèyàn ti ń bọ̀ tí a mọ ibo lẹ́lòmíì ti ń bọ̀ torí kó dé ó kó mọ́tò bíi 6 méje mẹ́jọjọ ó ti di olówó nìyẹn.
Àbó lọ ìlú èbó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ ó kówó dé.
Ó lọ lóyìnbó náà gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ó kó dé náà ni àti iṣẹ́ tó legitimate
Àti tí ò
legitimate ó ṣàgbé wá náà ni àṣà àti ìrìnkó olówó tá a bá fi ara balẹ̀ ká mọ bá ṣe máa ṣe nítorí máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa rẹ̀ o ní mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ kan mo ní mo ń ṣe àdúrà wípé ntójú mi rí kójú àwọn ọmọ mi má rí ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá ṣọ́ra ntójú àwọn ọmọ wa rí á ju eléyìí lọ torí àwọn ẹmu wa afẹ́gbà wọ́n yìí gbà o wọ́n máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ ni gbogbo ẹni tó bá mọ̀ pé òun fẹ́ ṣòṣèlú àbò fẹ́ ṣe adarí yóò lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú kan ni yóò àrò máa ṣe díẹ̀díẹ̀ bọ̀ tó wọ́n fi máa mọ̀ ó dìgbà náà ìkànnì ìkejì ni wípé a ń láti wo ibi tá a wà àwọn wo la jọ wà báwo ni wọ́n ṣe rí irú ìwà wo ni wọ́n ní lọ́wọ́ ká gbárùkù ti àwọn èèyàn torí a ti rí wípé gbogbo àwọn tó ń kówó wá yẹn a ti gbowó ṣẹ́ so à ní lè sọ̀rọ̀ mo dẹ̀ ń sọ èmi o mi ò gbowó lọ́wọ́ olóṣèlú rí láyé orí tẹlifíṣàn mo ti sọ màá tún sọ lórí rédíò èmi ò gbowó lọ́wọ́ olóṣèlú rí láyé ìyàwó mi ò dẹ̀ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kó gbà tó bá ti dìbò ẹ tán mi ò sọ fún ẹ pé kò dìbò fẹ́ nìkankan lọ dìbò ẹ tó bá wọ̀n ẹ̀ máa lọ nílé conscience ẹ clear pé má dìbò nítorí pé ó fẹ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ èèyàn nítorí ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọmọ tiwa náà àwọn táwọn ọmọ wọn tí wọ́n gbé jáde lẹ́yìn tó jẹ́ pé wọn ti ẹ̀ mọ kankan pa òṣèlú kan àgbà nítorí páwọn òbí wọn ò gba owó àbọ̀bẹ́ ni tí wọ́n bá gbà wọ́n ní rántí wọn láíláí èmi báyọ̀jà wọn sọ pé ẹnìkan ló wà lọ́fíìsì ẹnìkan ló yẹ kó débẹ̀ ẹnìkan ló yẹ kó débẹ̀ tọ́lọ́ bá ti gbé sílẹ̀ bọ̀tí tí mo mọ̀ ní wípé tí o bá ń ṣe ìfaragbolẹ̀ àwọn òbí wọn tí ì bá ṣe páwọn náà lámójú kúrò ó lè má ṣe é ṣe kódà kan ní gbogbo ayé kẹ́nìkankan wo direction wọn lórí àwọn èèyàn lówó bẹ́ẹ̀ náà làwọn èèyàn sì ní iyì bẹ́ẹ̀ náà làwọn èèyàn yẹ pé wíwà wọn tẹ́ bá ti ń wò wọ́n ní gbogbo ìgbà ẹ̀ máa rí wípé ìjọmọ nìyàn lélẹ̀ so tí a bá ti wá rí ibi tá a bá ti lè ronú wípé ká má fi owó ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú ká fi ìjọmọ nìyàn ṣe ibi tá a máa rí láàrin yìí.
aṣọ nǹkan kan ní èdè tolúdàkùn mọ́bìnú aṣọ nǹkan kan lédè fínfíntín lẹ́ẹ̀kan nígbà tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ wípé n tá à ń gbé ọ̀rẹ́ náà ni pé bí owó ṣe ń ba ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ìdìbò bó ṣe ń bà á jẹ́ kò tún ṣe ẹ wá sọ débì kan wípé kì í ṣe àwọn tí ń fúnyàn lówó nìkan náà ní ń bà á jẹ́ àjọ INEC náà lẹ́bi.
àwọn àjọ INEC wọ́n ní gbogbo section wọn náà máa ìpele wọn náà máa ń fi ó ní owó tán fi síbẹ̀ nínú ká jáde ká jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn ní ẹ̀kọ́ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ìdìbò owó tiẹ̀ náà wà ṣé àwọn tó kọ́ṣẹ́ àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé oníròyìn ni wọ́n ṣé INEC kì í ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn àbí INEC ló ní directorate of publicity ó wá ń kó gbogbo owó síbẹ̀ àbí ó ń kówó kàn fún ẹni tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ní change pé ìwọ náà lọ́nà tó yẹ pé owó tó yẹ kó dọ́dọ̀ àwọn tí ó máa polongo ẹ má gbowó ẹ má ṣàìdá tẹ́ ẹ bá ṣe báyìí nǹkan báyìí ni ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ má ṣe báyìí mọ́ ṣé wọn ń dọ́bi tó yẹ kó dé tó bá jẹ́ pé INEC mọ tó ń ṣe ní gbogbo ibi tí media house níbi ilé ìmúhùnmáwòrán ni àti gbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ bá wà ó yẹ kán ní ọ́fíìsà kan tó máa lọ mú níbẹ̀ pé ẹ̀yin o orí tébù ilẹ̀ máa wà á máa san owó yín báyìí á máa fún yín nìkan báyìí yóò máa ka àwọn èèyàn yín náà o ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin ni point person ní ojoojúmọ́ afẹ́kẹ́ ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ má tàbò ẹ má ràbò ẹ má gbowó lọ́wọ́ èèyàn ẹ má fún yàn lówó ẹ má sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà tó máa ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn tí ó gbọ́ tí ó tẹ̀lé náà wà bí ètò àgbà ní ìdìbò tó kọjá kí la fi ṣe.
òye àwọn èèyàn
dáadáa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kẹ́nìkan wá sọ tí ì bá ṣe pé nǹkan bá ń ṣe wá kẹ́nìkan sọ pé ká dìbò ká síbẹ̀ ṣáà jẹ ọbẹ̀ kan tó dìbò ni ṣáà jẹun ni ṣé ọbẹ̀ yẹn dìbò yẹn kó síbẹ̀ yẹn ṣé ìbò kan yẹn ṣé ọbẹ̀ pọ́ọ̀tì kan yẹn lájẹ fọ́dún mẹ́rin.
òye tí ò yá àwọn èèyàn náà nìyẹn.
ó yẹ ká ṣe làákàyè ó yẹ ká ní sùúrù ó yẹ ká mọ tá à ń ṣe ká má fi àtiwá ká má fi kó bá àwọn ọmọ tá à ń bí.
ẹ ṣeun Tolú.
Sir, you talked about the INEC partnering with the media agency to make publicity as to what's not to be done during election. So I wanted to ask that. How about INEC also partnering with the law enforcement agency in making sure that during election there are certain principles that are being enforced? Because you made mention of some certain things that, okay, there are some people that were caught distributing money at a particular police unit, and you will ask the question that are those the two people they actually caught in one or two polling units are not the only ones exactly distributing the money. So how don't you think that the INEC should also partner with the law enforcement agency, giving them the appropriate money that they would not be also bribed into doing something that is wrong?
They are already in partnership, serious partnership, because INEC is a government agency just like the police, the soldier, the military, the NSCC, and etc. They are in serious partnership, except that the police will see what they want to see. The soldiers will see what they want to see. The NSDC will see. I'm not indicting them. The DSS will see what they want to see. But what they do not want to see, they will not see. There are ways things are that things play out, which one may not be able to really see on the national television. But they know that there are so many things that goes in under it. And so they are easily swayed because charity did not begin from their homes. The fact that somebody has a uniform on does not make him different from you. So until such a time everybody is determined, it has to do with serious determination that we want this country to move from the point it is now to another better point. Otherwise, we'll continue the same way we are.
Thank you very much. At time is fast spent. Let's quickly look at this CBN new policy.
It has been changed again to 100,000 now from 20,000.
200,000.
That is, it's a policy that was not well thought out.
Can you imagine?
I think the man has started changing his stance now, and I know it will come back to normal again.
Wow.
Because I believe the man just feels that he needs to do some things to shake the society, to let people still continue to remember that there's a CBN governor who has the capacity to talk.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's just say 100,000 naira is still okay. Let's look at how it's going to affect election that is coming, 2023 election. We believe that there won't be much money in circulation.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
The people there knows how to go about it.
Mm.
The bank manager is a boy to some of them.
Yes.
And they will tell you, get this money at this time I'm coming to pay. So it's not well. That's why I said it was not a well thought out policy. That it is not something anybody can just do. They are together. Everybody work interconnect.
Yes.
There's interconnectivity between all of us.
Yes.
And so wherever you are, you have your connections. She has
I
that.
said something. I don't. We had an interview session as regarding the cash policy, and I said something that the way they are making it look like, it's going to affect the masses and the headlights.
But then let's wait till then.
It will affect the masses.
What do you have for the generality of the people watching us?
Do not accept money. Do not accept bribe to vote, because you can't spend that money for 4 years, not even a day. Do not go violent because you want to bring in somebody into an office. The person you want to support today did not fight or destroy anybody's banner or poster to get into the office. And so let me remind you that those are part of things they will use to remind you that, you destroyed this so day, we can't put you in that office. Ntí mo sọ ni wípé ẹ má jà ṣe jàgídíjàgan, ẹ má jà fúnyàn lówó torí kán lè dìbò fún àbí ká gbówó lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká bà nǹkan èèyàn jẹ́, ẹ má lọ máa bà pósítà jẹ́, má bà bánà jẹ́, torí pé lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la bánà tó lóun bàjẹ́ tó rò pé òun ṣoore fẹ́yàn ìwọ náà máa lò fún ẹ o pé ṣé bí wọ́n la rí tó ń ba nǹkan jẹ́ lọ́jọ́ yẹn a lè fi ẹ́ sípò torí ẹ bá ṣe jẹ́ ni ẹ má jẹ́ ká bà nǹkan jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ṣe dáadáa. Gbogbo tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe, àwọn tá a bá mọ̀ tá a la fẹ́ dúró tì, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ nǹkan tá a mọ̀ tí wọ́n ti ṣe tí ó jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn lè tẹ̀lé wọn.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Tolu.
Thank you so much for joining us on AM Cafe this morning. It's Amtolope Akiyemi. Thank you.
Yes, and from my end, thank you very much, Comrade Fatai Tijani, for always being there for us. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. And from me, Titi Ajiboye, I want to tell you that please let your conscience work for you. Do not take money before you vote for anybody. Vote for the right person. Use this and choose your rightful candidate. My name remains Titi Ajiboye. Yes, sir, 1 minute. Okay, use this and choose the rightful candidate in the 2023 general elections that is coming up next year. I remain yours sincerely, Titi Lope Ajiboye. From all of us, we say Merry Christmas.
رياض. المباراة بعد لحظات من دون حضور الجمهور على هذا الملعب الذي كما بين الواعدين. الركنية الثانية للمنتخب الوطني مرفوعة بإحكام. الهدف الأول، إنه الهدف الأول من رامي بن سبعيني. رامي يرمي ويصيب، رامي يرمي ويصيب في المرة الأولى.
Wonderful morning to you, sport fans, and welcome to Sports on Osbc TV. There we are, Kipalio should go. All right, Omotaya, the is my name. We'll begin with the result of matches that were decided in the EFL Cup yesterday, as Black Brown Rovers were knocked out of the competition by Nottingham Forest. Charlton Athletics stormed Brighton and Hove Albion. Yes, it was goalless in regulations time, but at the penalty shootout, yes, it was Charlton that got the better of Brighton yesterday. At Manchester United were 2-0 winners over Burnley in that encounter yesterday. Of course, so many matches in the Copa del Rey and in the Women's Champions League yesterday. Arsenal women